Teach me grappling. What's up, guys? Brian Peterson here, and I've got an idea for you. I want you guys to know what are the rules to folk style wrestling. I want you guys to know how it works. How does the point system work? What are the rules? What can you do? What can't you do? There's a lot of you guys out there, as I read the comments, and you guys obviously are interested in wrestling, but you may not be aware of the rules of wrestling. So let me explain. We have something called folk style wrestling we're going to be doing today. Folk style wrestling, it's also called collegiate. It is what they use in college and in high school, and also in youth. We have youth folk style wrestling here in America. This is not the style that is used in the Olympics, which are the freestyle and Greco-Roman styles. Folk style is only in America. So this is the American style of wrestling. This is the one that a lot of people always talk about, that it's really, really good for MMA. Because in folk style wrestling, we wrestle a lot more on the mat. And I'm going to try to explain that. Okay? So today what I have is, I have two of my wrestlers. They're going to go ahead and come on in here. And I'm going to show you what happens at the beginning of a match. I've got Alex here. I've got Trent. They are brothers, but they don't like each other very much. Okay? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So first things first, I'm going to be the referee. I have a whistle. In wrestling, we use a whistle. All right? I have these wristbands. Okay? These are to signify colors of each athlete. So the red will go on my left wrist and the green will go on my right. Okay? So we have these ankle bands right here. If you notice in the center, we have a green line and we have a red line in the center of our wrestling circle. Okay? And then we also have these two white lines, which I will explain in a little while. Okay? So first up, we've got the green. He's gonna grab those two ankle bands and Trent will grab the two red. They're gonna place these on their ankles. So you wanna put these on your ankles. Normally, most tournaments, you only put on one ankle band. But at high level competitions, like NC2A finals, dual meets in college, or in high school at the state championships, they will have you wear two ankle bands, and that's to signify who is who. So over here, I guess with these lines, I would be standing on this side. So it does, but why don't we do that? Go ahead and come on over here. Just to understand, I've got green over here and I've got red over here. We would have a scoreboard, which I don't have set up for you, but we're just gonna have to keep score. Here we go. Each wrestler starts with their foot on the line, okay? They're also gonna have headgear. So in folk style, we wear headgear. We wear ear guards, okay, which are to protect from cauliflower ear. You got a little bit. What about you?
Right here.
You got a little bit. I guess you don't wear your headgear enough. Okay, so most people don't wear it at practice all the time. Okay, foot is on the line. Both wrestlers will shake hands, okay? They're gonna get in a nice, decent wrestling stance. Referee blows the whistle and then they start wrestling. Now, as they're moving around, they're trying to take control of each other. The first thing that you're gonna have is you're gonna have a takedown. So we're gonna see a basic takedown. There's a high crotch to a double. Got to keep moving to the bottom, and that's fine. Just stay in that position for a little while you wrestle and as I talk. So what they're gonna do is, Trent's on top, he's got control. Red is Trent. So Trent is gonna score 2 points. He gets 2 points for a takedown. He's winning 2-0. Now, Alex is on the bottom. The thing about folk style is the referee doesn't stand you up. They keep wrestling this whole time. Alex has to try to get up and get away and get one escape. That's his most basic move. He stands up, he separates completely, and he gets one escape. We've got green, one escape. It is now 2-1. This time, let's say green goes for the next takedown. He gets a takedown, gets on top. We've got 2 green. Now, a big part of takedowns, you have to understand in the sport of wrestling, is who has control. These couple takedowns I just showed you, or the boys just showed you, are very easy to understand. We have one guy in control, and the other guy is obviously not in control. He's being dominated at this moment, okay? Some takedowns, it's very hard to determine who's in control. And so in Folkstyle, we have some situations like that. Before I get to that, I'll do that next. Let's go to a simple reversal. Let's say Trent goes for what's called a switch. And he comes behind. He was on the bottom, and now red went from the bottom to the top. So now red gets a 2-point reversal, okay? So that means since it was 2 to 0, and then 2 to 1, and then 2 for green, that's 3 for green, 3 to 2. Trent just got a reversal, so now he's winning 4 to 3, okay? See, I know how to math, okay? Now, once they're in this position, again, let's start getting into another escape, and then we'll get into a more complicated control position. So we've got another escape for green, that's 1 point for green, okay? Now, let's say we shoot a sweep single, common move, and we end up in a wizard. So once they go to the mat, we have a common situation here where green steps over red's ankle. And you can come around here and just see. This position is not dominated yet. Nobody is in control, okay? Yes, green brought red to the mat, but he does not have control. In the same way, if he were to spin to a front headlock, he would not have control. You could do it, Alex. Yeah. If he's in here, he could bring his opponent to the mat, but he has not taken his opponent down. It does not matter how hard he slams him to the ground. He is not in control until he does a full go behind. But let's say Trent grabs a leg as you go behind. How about the second leg for me? Again, another classic example of a situation where you do not have control yet. Red on the bottom still has green's leg. Green has not cleared the hips. You guys stay there, walk around. It looks like he's on top. He's got control of the ankle, but he is not completely behind his opponent. So Trent still has a chance to turn this into a double leg, for example. Once we put him on his butt, he's conceded the takedown. Red's going to be awarded 2 points for that takedown, okay? So we got 2 points for takedowns, 1 point for escapes. We've got 2 points for reversals, okay? So that's all clear. Now, let's get into the back points, the near fall points. Okay, what are near fall points? Near fall points are when the top wrestler tries to pin his opponent. Remember, the word pin is a slang term, and the actual word is called a fall. A fall is a pin, okay? It's when you put your opponent's shoulders on the mat. In high school for 2 seconds. In college, it's 1 second. In high school, it's 2 seconds. And for youth, it's 2 seconds for Folkstyle. So if Trent puts his opponent on his back, right here, please don't pin him. Good. If we walk around here, we can see that the shoulder blades are not touching the mat. This one is off the mat, and this one's touching the mat. So this is a near fall position. He is definitely in near fall criteria. Near fall criteria is a 45-degree angle. So if we just let him off his back slightly. Okay, so let's hold right there. So in this position, a referee is looking at an angle. I would like the camera to come to this angle here where the head is. If you notice, his back is not at a 45. He's not even at a 90. Can you go to 90? Right there. That's at 90. 90 degrees with the mat. This is not near fall criteria right here. Okay? A lot of people get confused because in the sport of freestyle and Greco, it's 90 degrees. But in Folkstyle in America, it's 45. Which means a 45-degree angle is a diagonal cut in this direction. Go ahead and tip him to 45. Boom, right there. So once we've got a 45 angle, which we're clear right there, a referee will start to count. Okay? He's going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When his hand comes back off of 5, Trent now knows he's going to get 3 points. The referee will hold the 3 count, and he will not award it until either the period ends, or the match is stopped, or the opponent successfully gets off of his back and clears the hold. If the hold is cleared, notice the hold has been lost. Now, the referee will touch the shoulders either like this, some referees do this by touching their back, and they will award 3-point near fall. That goes to Trent, who's on top. Okay, now let's do another move. Let's take a simple half Nelson. Let's do a breakdown to a half Nelson. So we've got a half Nelson here, okay? Half Nelson is basically one hand going under the arm and either grabbing on the neck or the head. Everybody argues over how you do it. It doesn't matter. There's variations. On the other side, he's got a wrist control. That's a great way to control, and it's one of the most popular pinning combinations. Right now, he's roughly at a 90-degree angle. Once he takes him over to 45, the referee starts to count 1. If the referee only reaches a 2 count, only a 2 count, and then Alex successfully bridges off his back and gets out, Trent will be awarded, red on top will be awarded a 2-point near fall for a 2-second near fall. So anywhere between 2 seconds and 5, between that is 2 points. Once you've reached a 5 count or more, you get 3. Okay, 5 seconds or more, you get 3. You don't hold it for a minute and say, well, I want more points. You're only going to get 3. Okay, if you want to score more points, you have to let your opponent off their back and then put them back on their back. That's how near fall points work in folk style or collegiate style. Now, I used the word collegiate just now again. In college, recently, in the last few years, they have changed the rules for college. Although it's very similar to high school, we now have a 2 and a 4-point near fall. So it's in college, it's 2 seconds gets you 2 and 4 seconds gets you 4. So they have basically valued near fall more than they do in high school. In high school, it's 2 and 5 seconds, and 5 seconds gets you 3. And now in college, 4 seconds will get you 4 points. It's a big deal to put a guy on his back in college. Okay, now that's your near fall points. Now, what about, we can talk about the some of the illegal holds. And that's something that's really, really important to folk style. One of the most common ones